All right, 7th graders, lesson 53, multiplying rates here. We've done a little bit of this before, but we just show again we're going to be canceling not numbers, but labels. So they talk about traveling in the car 50 miles per hour for 4 hours. So if I am going for 4 hours and I multiply that by 50 miles per 1 hour, this could also be written probably as the way you're used to seeing it, MPH, 50 miles per hour, but per can always be replaced with a division symbol. So that's a division symbol there, or miles per hour. So anyways, if we go back up here, this would be over 1, 4 times 50, that'll be 200. And 1 times 1, that'll be over 1. Now the labels here are important. Here we've got hours and hours. And so what we want to do there is cancel those out, hours and hours, and that leaves us with miles. And so that will be our answer. In 4 hours, we go 200 miles. There's no label down over here that's not important, and we can eliminate the 1. So we say our answer here would be 200 miles per hour. The flip side of that would be a different example. So a little bit down below, what if we had the opposite? What if we wanted to know how long will it take me to go 300 miles? How long is that going to take? If I maybe have to drive from, say, here to Iowa to Hull, and it's about 300 miles, how long is that going to take me? How can we solve that mathematically? So let's take our 300 miles, and I want to know, I'm going to divide that by 50 miles per hour. This would be over 1. Now in this case we know we have to rewrite because we can't divide by a fraction over here, and so we'll rewrite that down here, 300 over 1. Change the division symbol to a multiplication symbol and take the reciprocal of that. So we have 300 miles, and this will be miles, this will be hours, and this will be miles, and so that'll be over 50. The miles cancel out the miles, and 300 divided by 50, I can cancel out those two zeros. 30 divided by 5 will be 6, and I'm left with, shouldn't have that there, is hours. So it'll take me 6 hours. So those are just some examples of using rate. So let's go ahead and do example 1. 8 ounces of the solution cost 40 cents. A there says write 2 forms of the rate given by the statement. So I could say 8 ounces is over 40 cents. Or I could say 40 cents over 8 ounces. I don't know which of these, this one here or this one here, that I'm going to be using, but I could be using either one. So B, find the cost of 32 ounces of the solution. So, alright, I want to know how much 32 ounces is, and I will multiply that by a fraction, and I want to end up with cents. I want to know how many cents that is. So, to do this type of problem again, I've got this possible one and this possible one. Well, ounces over here is, if I write it as a fraction, on the top. So I want ounces to be down on the bottom over here. This one has cents on the bottom, this one has ounces on the bottom, so I'm going to choose this one over here. So we'll take that, we'll say 8 ounces over there, 40 cents. And the reason that I chose that is so that I could cancel those two labels. So I'll be left with 8 on the bottom. Now over here I've got big number 32 times 40, and I'm going to do it this way so that I can save a little work. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. Now I need to divide this here to figure out exactly how many cents that's going to be. So 1280 divided by 8 will go in there one time, and this is cents again. 8, that'll be 0, that'll be 4, bring that down, 48, that'll be 6, times 8 is 48, that'll be 0, carry that down, that'll be, so this will be a 0. So 160 cents, which I can rewrite as $1.60. So 32 ounces costs $1.60. Then C says how many ounces can be purchased? $1.20. Okay, so in that case, $1.20. I want to change it to just cents, so we don't have a mixed, because $1.20 is really $1.20, and I have two different labels there. I don't like that, so I'm going to write it as 120 cents in this problem here. So I'll have 120 cents times, that'll be over 1, and again, I'm going to use, I want cents on the bottom, so if you remember I did 8 ounces equals 40 cents. The cents symbols will be eliminated, so I'll have ounces for my answer. 120 times 8. Do that up here. 0, 8 times 2, 16, carry the 1, 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 more is 9, so 960 up there, 40 on the bottom. Now I can divide those to figure out exactly how many ounces, so 960 divided by 40, and then I'll go in there 2 times. That'll be 16, 40 will go in there 4 times. That'll be 160, so 24 ounces. So if I have $1.20, I can buy 24 ounces of solution. Alright, going on to example 2. Before we do that, one thing I did want to point out on the last one is we can also figure out just a per ounce cost, and that wouldn't matter if I did 40 and we had ounces over 8 cents. 40 divided by 8 I know will be 5, so 5 cents per ounce. So that would be another way of figuring out. So if someone said, well, let's say I wanted 16 ounces. How much is that going to be? Well, I just have to do 16 times 5. Carry the 3. So I can say, well, that'll be 80 cents. It's going to cost you 80 cents to get 16 ounces there. Now let's go on to example 2. Jennifer's speed was 60 miles per hour. The two rates again. 60 miles per 1 hour, or 1 hour over 60 miles. B, how far did she drive in 5 hours? So I take my 5 hours and I multiply, that's over 1. And here, this has got hours on the bottom, this has got miles on the bottom. I want hours on the bottom. So I'm going to put 60 miles there times 1 hour. This will be over 1. 300 miles, and that'll all be 1 over 1 hour. If we take a look at the labels here, we go back. Again, that's why they're in the opposite of each other, so that they cancel each other out. So I can say my answer here is 300 miles. See there, how much time would it take her to go 300 miles? So we're using the same numbers, but I'm going to use 300 miles times, I'll put that over 1. And in this case, I've got miles up here, so I want miles on the bottom. This one has hours on the bottom. This one has miles on the bottom. So I'm going to use this one over here. 1 hour over 60 miles. That'll be 300 over 60. And again, my labels cancel each other out. Those cancel each other out. 30 over 6. 30 divided by 6 is 5. And my label that I didn't cancel out was hours. So my answer for C would be 5 hours. Alright, going on to example 3. If a pencil costs 25 cents each, how many pencils can Carol Ann buy for $2? First I should make a rate. 25 cents for 1 pencil. Or 1 pencil for 25 cents. And I've got $2. So I'm going to multiply that by, put that over 1. Again, this is money on the top, so I want my money on the bottom. This says money on top. Here's my money on the bottom. So I should choose this as my example. 1 pencil equals 25 cents. Label will cancel out label. Now, I should really get rid of that and just make it 200 cents and make this 25 cents. So I'll say 200 over 25. So now if I divide that, 200 divided by 25, let's see, that'll be 8. And so my label here is pencils because that's the only label I have left. I canceled out my dollar symbol here and my dollar symbol here. I'm left with pencils, so my answer will be a total of 8 pencils. Alright, 7th graders, you can begin on lesson 53.